if I had to say just one big accomplishment, it would be learning how to talk to people. Right? I should really articulate that. Learning how to talk to people. That was always the thing that challenged me. I'll come out right out and say I have Asperger's syndrome. I was diagnosed when I was 5. I don't really talk about it much, but it's something that just kind of follows me wherever I go. It just is me. When I was really little, like 1st grade, 2nd grade, I could barely look people in the eye. I could get 3 words out without being really shy. Middle school, talking to people was like a war zone, kind of. It was really stressful, really self-conscious. I'd get really nervous. And then in high school, I started accumulating more and more friends. I was closer with more and more teachers, people that could support me and help me. And I learned that I shouldn't give up. I should always try to push myself beyond where I can go. And I'm used to that in academics. I'll say, oh, the lesson is to learn about quantum physics. Why don't I just do a little bit more than that? But I wasn't really used to doing that socially, the social aspect of that. And so when I finally woke up one morning and said, you know what, I'm going to try to talk to someone today, that's my biggest accomplishment. This is interesting, because this is a lesson that I learned a few days ago, actually. I'd say, well, it's not that I learned a few days ago, it's just that I passed a new benchmark in learning this lesson a few days ago. I guess the biggest lesson I've learned is don't let fear control you. Just don't face your fears, but push through them. Something that I learned last week because I had to push through a fear of my own academically, and before then it was a social fear, a different thing is social fear, all these different things. I'm constantly learning about it. Every single time I push past my fear, I break another milestone, I guess. So yeah, my biggest accomplishment is, or my biggest lesson I've learned is push through fear. I hope I'm not like offending anybody close to me, but like there's no one person who taught me everything there is to know. It's just everybody that I've encountered. A couple of main people like my parents, my best friends, some of my best teachers, some of the best faculty here, former teachers, people that I've met at different events and things. Just all these different people just giving me their pieces of wisdom that I can accumulate into my own wisdom. I think a lot of the problems in today's world are caused by people getting stuck in a rut, saying, this is a big issue, but I can't change it. It's too hard. There are too many factors to it. It's all these different things being tangled up. But when you really look at it, all those things getting tangled up are just things that you're not looking at properly. I want people to be more optimistic, I guess. I'm a big optimist, and I know a lot of people aren't big optimists. A lot of people are pessimists or realists. But I think, to me, optimism really helps. It helps you push through your fears. If you're a pessimist, you say, oh, I'm a little afraid of that. But you won't admit it. You'll say, oh, I can't do that. So you don't do it. But then the optimist will look at it and say, I can't do that. I'm going to do it anyway. I wish people would look at the world more like that, because then they'd accomplish more. I'm looking at physics. And music, of course. I decided a couple months ago that I double major in physics and music. Music because it's my passion, and physics because it's also my passion. People often see that they're really, really different, and they say, oh, how are you ever going to be able to do both of those? But I think, to me, they're very similar. They both involve abstract thinking, but then when you get good enough at them, they show you what you can really use them for. And I don't know what I want to use them for, but I think that they're giving me enough tools so that later on down the road, later on in undergrad, I can, I'm going UConn, by the way, later on in UConn, which has great physics and music programs, that I'll be advised and I'll have this whole supporting network like I do now. I'll have a totally new, or well, not new, an augmented supporting network at UConn that will help me figure out what am I supposed to do.